Hey everybody, today I will be reviewing Sengoku Basara 3 Utage for the PlayStation 3. If you're familiar with the Sengoku Basara franchise, it originated on PlayStation 2 in the United States as Devil Kings, but Sengoku Basara 2 never made its way to the United States as far as I know, and that was a pretty good game. What I liked about Sengoku Basara 2 was that it had a lot of characters that Sengoku Basara 3 didn't. The United States Sengoku Basara 3 was released on the PlayStation 3 and the Wii. However, Sengoku Basara 3 Utage, I believe, is only for the PlayStation 3. I could be wrong. However, that really won't make too much of a difference because the PlayStation 3 is region-free, and you can import this and play it on your PS3 without having to modify it like you would have to do for your PlayStation 2 or your Wii if you were importing games for them. But Sengoku Basara 3 Utage, I feel, is the definitive game of the Sengoku Basara franchise. However, this is not a sequel to Sengoku Basara 3. This is more along the lines of, if you're familiar with Dynasty Warrior and the Samurai Warriors games, this is pretty much their version of Extreme Legends. Because Extreme Legends, you would take the disc and you would add it to your save file of the previous game, your Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors game, and it would update and add a lot of other things. But with this, your files are not compatible because I used to have the United States file because my PlayStation 3 hard drive wiped and got corrupted, lost about 200 hours of gameplay on that. So even so, you can't use your save file from anywhere else unless you have the Japanese save file. So that right there is already a moot point because you can't really do anything with it. It's pointless. So that really doesn't hinder anything. The only thing that you could do is import your character's levels and their settings and things like that. So that's not really all too bad because you can just work the characters up. There are so many different characters, and a lot of the characters in this game, they added from Sengoku Basara 2. As far as new characters go, I don't think there are really any new characters. I think that this guy right here, I don't know his name actually right now, but I'm actually playing through as him right now. I think that he is a new character, but I could be wrong. There are many different characters in this game, as you can see the back. I'm not sure exactly how many characters are in here. And in the description section below, I do have translations of everything that is important from the items. All the items, the translation of all the items is in the description section below. I also will try and find a list of all the characters from Sengoku Basara 3, and all the new characters and all the returning characters. But anyways, as far as the story mode on here goes, you get a handful of people that you can play the story mode with, but the story mode is a far shot from Sengoku Basara 3 because the story mode's there. You can branch off and do different versions of them. You can do have multiple, well, not really multiple endings, I don't think, but you can just go through different paths and do different things on Sengoku Basara 3. However, Sengoku Basara Utage, you have a story mode which is about 5 levels. It's a little bit shorter than the Sengoku Basara 3 story, and also there's no branching elements out to them. And the story mode here is really something that is not really that big of a deal. You complete it, and then you go on to the other modes with the characters, and it's not that big of a deal for me because I don't even speak or understand Japanese, so regardless of how good the story may or may not be, I don't understand it. The cutscenes are pretty good, but as far as the characters that you can play in the story mode, you can only play the story mode with a variety of the returning characters, like Kojiro. You can play the story mode as Kojiro, the Tachibana guy, the guy with the chainsaws, this guy here on the front. You can't play as everybody. You can't play as any of the old characters from Sengoku Basara 3, but you can play as a lot of the returning ones. However, there are some characters which you can't use in story mode, I don't think. I haven't unlocked them yet, but there is another mode on here. It's called Conquest Mode. Well, you know, it's Japanese, but I'm just going to call it Conquest Mode. It's the next option down under the story mode, and what that is, it gives you a list of all the different characters that you can pick from. Like, you can pick from other characters that are returning, but you can't do a story mode, like Kenshin Uesugi, Shingen Takeda, but you have to unlock them by doing the story modes and things like that. But for the most part, all the characters from Sengoku Basara 3 are already unlocked here, like Nobunaga Oda and also Tadakatsu Honda. They are already unlocked in this game, so you don't need to do all the tricks and everything to unlock them, because I know Nobunaga Oda was a bit difficult to unlock in Sengoku Basara 3. You had to complete a couple different story modes a couple different ways, but they are already unlocked here. And also, you complete a story mode with a character, and then you go by and you complete the Conquest Mode with a character. What Conquest Mode is basically you have Japan and all the different provinces of Japan, and you go over and you take over them, and they are taken over by different samurai clans, and you got to go and fight them. And once you take over all of Japan, I believe, because of the whole translation thing, I don't really know everything for sure, but usually this happens around the same time. I'll defeat a character story mode, then I'll go defeat a conquest mode with them. And by that time, they may have reached the particular level to unlock this anyways, or the conquest mode may be a prerequisite to unlocking this, but you do get alternate costumes here. And once you go to the character select screen, and you pick your character, and you get to your battle preparation screen, you'll see multiple different items that you can pick from, or multiple different options which you can pick from. The first option being your once you go to your character, you can choose their weapon, and then you go over and you can choose the items, and that is the same, but you go down and you pick their special move, which is the same as in Sengoku Basara 3, which I will get into that in a minute in case you have never played Sengoku Basara 3 before, or any other Sengoku Basara game. And then below that you have your bodyguard option, and then below that down at the bottom, in Sengoku Basara 3 there was an option to change your outfit, but in here that is completely different. They have changed the hero mode time in Sengoku Basara 3, where you would slow down time and you would increase your power and you would go from attacking people. They have that, or you can pick the hero mode from Sengoku Basara 2, where you have multiple levels. Every 100 kills that you get, it increases your stats when you want to use it up to 3 levels. You can pick which one you want, Sengoku Basara 3 hero mode or Sengoku Basara 2 hero mode. As far as I am concerned, right now I'm preferring Sengoku Basara 3 hero mode, but the way that you get items in this game is that there's an item shop, and throughout the levels you get gold. And you also get these little prize boxes which you can shake it and a little stick comes out, and you unroll the stick and it gives you a special amount of gold, or it gives you a special sale on the item shop. So definitely when you're in the item sale screen, make sure to press triangle and use those, because there was one time when I had like 25 of them and I did not realize it, so I got like 10,000 gold. And there are weapons which you can buy, and the thing is with those weapons is that those are weapons that they're not really all that great. So let me warn you, there's like 150,000 and 100,000 gold for some of these weapons. The first weapon, or the second weapon on your, or the first weapon on your list, that's something that you want to get. That's a good weapon. It increases your element chance. But the second weapon, that is a gag weapon. Like say for example, Kojiro, his weapon is a flute, and it's not a sword, but everybody has a weird weapon. Like one guy has a candy cane. It's very weird. But the third weapon is a complete waste of time unless you're playing with somebody, because the third weapon is a weapon that has stat increases for when you're playing co-op with another person in the room. Speaking of that, this game has no cooperative or versus mode online. You cannot play this game online at all, so don't really expect that. But you know, as far as the items go, you can buy a lot of the other items there, but for the most part, a large majority of the items you do find through the levels, just like in Sengoku Basara 3, but that does help you in getting your items faster, because you can buy them and choose whichever items you get. And with the items translation page, I'll link in the description section below, that will definitely help you out. And as far as for people who have not played Sengoku Basara 3 before, it's pretty much like any other Samurai Warriors Dynasty Wars game, where you got press square over and over and hack and slash, and then you have a triangle attack for a special move which ends the combo, and then you have your Basara attack which you press circle once your Basara gauge is filled up, and then you just go crazy and start killing everything. There is a hero mode on here where you press L2 and that slows down time and increases your power if you're choosing the Sengoku Basara 3 hero mode. But in this, you have 3 different special moves, and you can pick your special moves whenever you have your character, whenever you're at your character select screen. You can change the R2 usage, and you can change that from, like, for example, Kojiro. His first R2 attack, he will just shoot forward a stream of lightning and destroy everything in his path. However, his second one will change his fighting stance, which will give him a completely different fighting style for a limited amount of time. He will stab one sword into the ground and use his other sword, and it's very good that way. And he also like punches and kicks and stuff like that. It's pretty much like he can attack faster, but his defense is lower. And then his third ability, it takes a very long time. He'll draw a circle in the air with a sword, and that'll create this, it looks almost like the moon. Then he just cuts it in half and makes this massive explosion on the ground. It just kills everything in that particular area. It's a very powerful attack, but as far as AoE, it's like You get your AoE attack, area of effect, which affects a wide area, either straight or in an arc, and then you get your stance change, and then you get one which is a lot of damage on a single target, and it's different for other people. Like, there's one character in here, I forget the guy's name, the guy with the white hair, it just slipped my mind, but he has a zombie mode where he just goes crazy, and he's very fast. I forget his name, but anyways, oh, Ishida, Mitsunari Ishida, he has the zombie mode. But anyways, I've talked a bit too much about this. It's definitely a great game, and as far as the music goes, the music is, I think it's about the same, but the opening cutscene I prefer in Sengoku Basara 3, because that's always getting me pumped up. Anyways, go out and pick up this game. What are your thoughts on this game? Let me know in the comment section below. Is it worth it to you to import Sengoku Basara 3 Utage? Because to me, it was worth it just as a big screw you to Capcom for not bringing over the games that I want to the United States, because there's nobody that's going to tell me that I'm not going to enjoy something. I will import it and I will play it. That is all. Even if you're not going to bring it over here, I'm going to buy it, and that's your loss, because that's money that you could have been making off of me, but, you know, that's your loss at the end of the day. Anyways, that's all for now, and I'll see you guys later.